Welcome back to the Cardboard Empire. My name is Sir Rudy a lot. Yes, it is a magic video again. Yes, it is a video about magic collector boxes. Because we are currently in the cycle where that's what everybody wants to have information on and everybody wants to know. Well, for those of you who are just here for the few seconds, I don't have a good answer for you because I am learning just as you all are learning. So today, what sparked this video was a couple patrons sending me some messages saying, Rudy, what do you think of Edge of Eternity so far? Rudy, what do you think of the new crazy set from the past making a run for it? And I said, well, what is it? And do I have one with me? I don't have one with me. I'll go grab one in a second. Commander Legends collector boxes just skyrocketed. It looks like this was an attempted buyout, which I guess if you just buy a couple boxes, everyone's having a hard time accepting that the supply on the market is so thin for so many Magic collector boxes. Even older Magic boxes is becoming so abysmal. We're continuing to see very aggressive, manipulative, and easy to control pricing for anyone who really has some boxes out there. So let me grab a collector box. I don't have any over here. I'm coming back. Hang on. I paused it. I'm back. So this is what we're talking about. Commander Legends OG collector box. So this had a very bizarre timeline. This is a 2020 era product. So this is let's call it a 4 or 5 year old product. This is a product that was led with the world famous, you know what it is, Jeweled Lotus. And this is a product that, as you all know, sorry I'm out of breath, I've been running around. And as you all know, with the volatile history of Jeweled Lotus and the card being banned and all these things happening, we had a lot of Commander Legends draft boxes and the collector flushed to market. Everybody dumped them, a lot of negativity. And of course, during the bear market for 2 years, this was a product that kind of it bounced around 250, 300, 350, back to 300. And I did notice recently this was a $400 or $500 box. And now, as of the filming this video, the cheapest one on TCG Player, $1,000. $1,000 plus tax. And the kicker is, I don't even think there's 30 boxes online. Like, that is such an abysmal supply. And I think the problem right now is the more this continues, the more outside money, crypto bros, flippers, a lot of people are going to continue to pour into this market. Because, I'm going to be honest with you all, this market's becoming, anyone with a little bit of money can come in this market, pick anything you want, manipulate the price, just completely slam the market. And anyone could come in here. Sorry, I'm tired, everybody. It's been a long day with Edge of Eternities. Man, I've been going since 6 a.m. Florida sun. I'm exhausted. But anyone can come into this market, take $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 and annihilate these things. We're seeing, I'm going to try to keep up with it. I've been very behind on videos and everything. Things have just been so busy. I apologize, everybody. But today we're looking at this. The reason we're seeing this, and we have to think about this, what do we learn here? We've learned that once again, anyone who made emotional decisions to dump this product because of Jeweled Lotus being banned, anyone who made decisions to dump this product because Commander Legends was a 2020 COVID product, they reprinted the draft boxes 3, 4, 5 times, still one of the greatest sets by far. Absolutely incredible. Love the product. And remember, I don't see, you guys ready? Here's a fun fact nobody knows in 2025. This, I think, was it the first? I think this is either the first or the second collector box ever made where they raised the price for a specialty set. I think this was the first or second one ever done. Usually at the early days of Throw the Bell Drain, Ikoria, Core 2021 collectors, in the beginning era, these collector boxes for stores were like $180, $190, and then we would sell them for what? $220, $240, $250, shipping and fees, maybe $20, $30, whoop-de-doo. But then I remember when this came out, and I was like, wait a minute. For me to buy this, the price is almost $300? It's not $185 or something? I don't understand what's going on here. I remember clearly that was a huge thing. And of course, if you dig into social media history and YouTube history, the first thing you're going to see is anything from that 2020, 2021 era is you're going to see the internet say, do not buy this product. It's overpriced. Wizards is being greedy. Stores are going to be required to pay almost $300. And at release, stores were trying to sell them for $350, $400, $450. And it was a very controversial negative thing. So now when I reflect on this learning situation, I ask myself, okay, why was the public so negative on the price point? Well, the answer was the public wasn't used to. The Wizards didn't, I know I'm going to use a really derogatory term. Wizards didn't groom the public. Wizards didn't kind of manipulate all of us to the point where we were comfortable and we were accepting of high ripoff prices. This was earlier days when we were a lot more naive, okay? So because of that, the market was a lot more resistant and negative towards this shock of a high price, okay? And then, of course, we had a 2-year bear market. Prices came back down. This thing sat for $300 to $400 for years. And then, of course, we had the Jewel Lotus, the king of this product, become banned and controversial. So once again, we're looking at a product. I know. No, we're not talking about Lord of the Rings Holiday, the GOAT. We're not talking about the GOAT. Not a $2,500 Lord of the Rings. We're not talking about that today. But what do you notice? We're not talking about Baldur's Gate collectors, $300 plus, all-time high now. We're not talking about that. We're talking about another product that was actually really good, but went through trials and tribulations with the key card being banned, 2-year bear market, and an initial release wave of the market telling you online, all the Reddits, Discords, YouTubers, Game Piece Army, everybody said, again, overpriced, vote with your wallets, and the same old thing. And of course, little Florida man Rudy sat in his little corner, and I just kind of sat there, and I just continued to watch, learn, and kind of evaluate all this stuff. So, it is the end of July in 2025 when I'm filming this. As of now, for the first time ever, we now have a new friend in the $1,000 1K box range. So joining the club today, ladies and gentlemen, we have Fallout collectors over 1,000, Lord of the Rings over 1,000, Final Fantasy over 1,000. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an all-new friend in the 1K club. I introduce you, Commander Legends 1, collector boxes, part of the 1,000 plus club. Now, will this price hold? Will it go back to 900? Will it go back to 600? Will it jump to 800? I don't know. But I'm here to tell you, the only way this product crashes is if somebody dumps and finds a bunch of product of it. And, well, coming from a guy whose entire life is this cardboard life, there is nobody out there watching this channel in the world of Magic that has a very large position of this product. Now, when I define very large position, I'm going to say anybody out there who has greater than a single master case of 24 boxes. I have not come into contact with a single person in the last 3 years that is holding greater than 24 boxes of this. Now, hey, maybe somebody out there messes me and shows me a mountain and a throne, but as of right now, welcome to the club, ladies and gentlemen. And as a friendly reminder, most of you watching this channel, if you're new here, or if you've been around for... How many years has Rudy been on YouTube? No, not been 6.9 days. Come on, you guys. 10 years on YouTube. In the last 10 years, I can assure you all, most people, just like the last 10 years, will continue to miss out. And I'm here to tell you all, once again, the average Timmy, the average angry person, the average person that's frustrated, the average game piece, Army Timmy mindset will continue to miss out because life works in certain ways and people are who they are. And you cannot change most people. You can educate people. We can have great open communication. It's okay to disagree with each other. It's okay to have different opinions. But it's not okay to not learn. The key to all this stuff is to learn. This is why we're having our very first video on this today. I know it's awkward timing. I know the Edge of Eternity is going nuts. Pokemon Black and White. People have been wanting me to do more flesh and blood videos. Where are the box opening videos, Rudy? I know, you guys are blowing me up. I'm doing the best I can. I just need some more time to get stabilized. But again, I wanted to make today's first video on the new boy, the big boy, in the 1K club. And to remind everyone, the market's going to market. And while you have very naive younger individuals obsessed with MSRP gang, MSR penis gang, and you have a lot of individuals that continue to be very focused and angry and emotional with a lot of things, the show goes on, the wheel in the sky will turn, and the flow of money will continue to go to the smart money and the people who are planning. And, well, what do they always say? Time has a funny way of taking money away from the uneducated and the impatient. No, time has a funny way of moving assets from the impatient to the patient. Isn't that how it works? So, I think this is an interesting case study because this set was built on a very controversial card, Jewel Lotus. It has, a lot of other amazing cards. I mean, go to Dawn Glare Visualizer, look at the amazing cards in the set. A lot of good ones. And again, some other cards in the set in the last 6 months have also gone up in price, driving more speculation and excitement. And of course, we are in the middle of a monster bull market for obviously Bitcoin, Ethereum, the S&P 500 on equities and stocks. And the economy as a whole continues to be very, very hot, which is probably why inflation's not really going to, behave. And it's probably why whenever the Fed has their meetings, their, interest rates and things are probably going to be uncomfortably higher than we'd like them to be. That's kind of where I kind of see things because I understand Trump and the whole tariff thing, and it's raising prices and putting pressure on a lot of categories and a lot of issues. I'm not smart enough to understand that category, but I am smart enough to know that the market continues to just chug forward. Some of the tariffs and things I don't agree with. Some of them I think make sense. A lot of it, I'm not sure if he's going about, President Trump is going about it the right way. Some of it seems very abrasive. I don't know if it's the best way to navigate such a, complex, maybe sensitive topic. But that's why I don't do politics, because I'm too stupid to handle that stuff. But what I do know is cardboard. And I can tell you all that it just feels like we have a long path ahead. The road for Magic is definitely a lot longer than the road for Pokemon right now. I don't know if that's good or bad. And I will continue to try to make a lot of videos on these collector boxes and these spikes that are happening. You all know I have the largest, if not one of the largest collector box sealed positions, because that was what I was ridiculed for the last 5 years. And now that we're seeing tremendous repricing on these items, I guess now the new topic everybody should be focused on is not why is this happening. The new topic should be, then what's the real value? I think we need to pivot these conversations from everybody being surprised on buyouts and price spikes. And everybody needs to re-discuss this and everybody needs to step back and say, okay, clearly, let's look at the facts. Okay? Bull markets, economies do well. Speculative assets bubble, get bubbly, they boil over, they increase, they inflate. We know that. That's not really my opinion. That we just know that if anyone who studied economics and finance. But what we don't know is how do we properly assign a value to this? And I know, I really don't want to say it. I've been kind of hesitating this video to bring it out, but you all keep messaging me saying that collector boxes in Magic is pivoting. They're jealous of Pokemon. They want to lean into the Pokemon model. They want boxes to go back to going up in value for the health and long-term speculation of Magic the Gathering as a secondary market trading card game economy player, investor, collector cycle. And it does feel that way. I'm not fully convinced. Now, in the next 6 to 12 months, we're going to know for a fucking fact. Because we're going to find out when and if and or when, does Wizards start making the standard cheap play boxes out of print when they have not been available. Right now, I told you all, my patrons are begging me. Foundations, Bloomborough, Tarkir Dragonstorm, Final Fantasy, Edge of Eternities, like all the. I'm not talking collector, cheap play for players and game piece people. Now, the moment we get notification that any of those sets I just said are not going to get a reprint, and that's it, or it's the last call, and then we get confirmation that, by the way, I know you've been waiting for Bloomborough, and I know it's a standard set. This is the last call. There's one more wave, and it's going out of print completely, and that's it. We're moving forward. The moment that needle hits the balloon, the moment that news drops on my wrinkly left nut, it's a fucking game changer. Because that is going to be the confirmation. That is the big, black, suction-cupped... That is the that is the stamp. I don't know where the fuck I was going with that. That is the confirmation moment that Wizards has pivoted. We don't have it yet. But the moment they cut off a play box with no reprint in the middle of standard or availability and everybody's begging for it, that is going to be one of the biggest ripples through the secondary market of Magic I've ever seen. It's going to be fucking huge. Now, I'm hoping that doesn't quite happen. I'm hoping they're more lenient on it, but I'm hoping they kind of cautiously tread on this topic. But right now, back to this video, let's sum up this video. The most important takeaway of this video is not buyouts of collector boxes, which is happening everywhere. And of course, be careful. You go on social media, you go on Discords, Facebook, MySpace, OnlyFans, Grindr, Ashley Madison, and of course, everyone's favorite with all the educated people, Reddit, which again have all the very top, smartest people in the world. When you go on these websites and you're posting and you're listening to other people and they're telling you don't buy Final Fantasy Surge foils, they're all going to secondary market singles crash. And when you listen to all these things, never buy pre-release prices of collector boxes, never buy this, wait for the dip and the crash. And that advice works. Just like a broken clock. It does work sometimes. But then when markets shift on you, the trend is no longer for your friend. Patterns create new patterns, and following previous patterns lead to painful moments of reality. And right now, the only thing I give a shit about is how high and what's the real value of Magic collector boxes. Where is the price? Because we know already, these have only existed for 5 to 6 years. I've been part of this since they were invented. Project Booster Fun. I miss you, Mark Rosewater. How's that bathwater, bottom water? Magic 35 coming up soon? All right. So, we know collector boxes were severely underpriced and mispriced for most of the last 5 years. We know that. At least I know that. My dumbass Timmy self, also known as Rudy, has been yelling at camera for 3 years about how the opportunity in these Magic collector boxes. Met with, of course, most patrons and people in the public, and should just bought Pokemon boxes. Well, you're right, because Pokemon boxes just pretty much do nothing but do well long term. Short term, Pokemon boxes can be flat or negative, but that just means you gotta wait longer, right? But now we finally have the moment of Wizards tweaking and adding serialized, lowering print runs, increasing prices. Wizards is like this meat popsicle alien from some multiverse that keeps tweaking the collector boxes. A few less packs. Raise the MSRP. Serialized slot. Lower the print run. Add surge foiling. No, etched foil. Wait, showcase. Ancillary slot from Commander. Ancillary slot. Add a Commander card. Wait. Lost Legends. Insert old cards. they've been continuing to play chess with us. And as you all know, when you do something long enough in this world, eventually you crack the Da Vinci Code. You will crack the cipher. You will figure out what works. And Wizards has. And in the last 6 to 9 months, actually the last year and a half, they have. They figured it out. I mean, Edge of Eternities doesn't even have serialized cards. And nobody cares. It's still booming. Final Fantasy, people are going crazy because of the Surge foils. Not because of the Chocobos, not the Golden Chocobo. I mean, they're exciting. But what's really driving it is people want the Surge foil version of cards that are not in the play box and they're in the collector box and certain variants. And simply put, it's a combination of utility, collectors, speculators, and investors all facing the same direction. As of the filming this video, Final Fantasy collectors, new all-time high, $1,375 before tax. So now Final Fantasy collectors shipped are over $1,500 a box. The fucking set isn't even a year old. How do we calculate something 5 years later? And look what's happening to Final Fantasy collectors. Are the gift bundles $200-300 yet? Because it's got a collector pack in it. Like, why are you buying the collector boxes for $1,500? Buy the gift bundle. You get a collector pack, which is, I guess, worth like $150 a pack now. And for like $20-30, you get the play packs and the dice and everything. Like, that's how fast the market's moving. You have discrepancies in things that aren't even keeping up. And again, if this is $1,000 and Final Fantasy's $1,500, I go back to other things. Anybody notice Throne of Eldraine collector boxes? Look at the chart. Anybody notice Core 2021 collector boxes? Look at the chart. Anybody notice Outlaws of Thunder Shit Junctions of Wild West Back to the Future 3? Oh wait, that was trash? Oh, all-time high. Okay. Kind of weird, isn't it? I mean, what about Fallout? Oh wait, I'm sorry, you in the back. Oh, Brothers War Collectors, all-time high now, over 300. Huh. Oh, Phyrexia Collectors, all-time high. Oh, Ravnica Remastered Collectors, all-time high. Oh, Ixalan, all-time high. Wowza. So pretty much, do you not see the trend? Nobody's arguing with what's happening. Everybody's trying to understand that we know it's speculative money. We know it's crypto money. I've told you all it's crypto money. We know it's crypto money. We know it's speculative bros. We know it's crypto bros. We know there is money pouring into the market. We know that. But what we don't know is where is the fair value? Where is the fair market value? Where's the FMV? Where is the correct? Where's the book value? How do you calculate the value of that entity? I'm not going to say equity or, but again, so like I've told you guys 10 years ago when I did my finance videos, this is similar to a mutual fund because it's a basket of cards that all the cards within the set have pools up and down on the value of the basket. That's why I don't speculate on single cards, unless it's reserve list from back in the day that Mark Rosewater promised to never reprint a collector's edition. Too soon? Too soon. So now that is where everybody's at right now. Because to me, the first set of all time that had serialized cards was what? You in the back. That's right, Timmy. Brothers of War. And I yelled at you guys forever. How are these boxes $200 a piece? Even at $250, how are they $250? How is Brothers War Collector $300 with the first and the best ever serialized cards Artifact series with Shattered Glass and Transformers with pretty awesome power level and really cool card? Like, there are certain and that's why the market's doing what it's doing. I can pump, shill, do anything you want. I don't care. I have positions in all this shit. I'm just telling you, certain items feel more correctly priced. Lord of the Rings Holiday at $2,500, honestly, feels more correctly priced. I'm sure it can go higher, but it feels about where it should be. A 5-year-old Commander Legends from this infamous set being $200, $300, $400 for the last so many years. Well, not 200, $300-400? That seems really cheap for a product almost 5 years old and impossible to get with no supply. Does that not seem weird? Well, Rudy, the utility is real low and Jeweled Lotus got banned. Timmy is so cute. Isn't he cute? Somebody give him a taco. And he's just like, okay. All right, I'm going to bring it up. I wasn't going to say it. Like Infinity Collectors. Infinity Collectors. The toxic collector box that everybody hated. All-time high. 300, 320, whatever it is today. 325, 350, or back to 300. Who knows? And you can go on and on. And we haven't even gone into things like Commander Masters. Skyrocketing across the board. The collector boxes skyrocketing. What about Double Masters 2022? Has anybody seen the original Double Masters? The original VIP packs? The Double Masters 2022? The 4-pack VIP things? The 4-pack collectors? Have you seen those? All-time high. Like, there are points in life where you understand when there's opportunity, and there's points in life when you understand a trend. When you understand and you step back and you realize it's not that these things are skyrocketing. The question is, why on earth was a 5-year-old box that has nothing left on the market $349? Who on earth thought $600, $700, $800, $900 Final Fantasy collectors was a ripoff and you shouldn't buy? Who? Like, the people telling other people to not buy Final Fantasy collectors for $800 or $900, like, because they wanted internet clout? Maybe they wanted you to subscribe to their Feet Finder and their OnlyFans? Subscribe to the Hidden Rudy's Hairy Arm Club? Like, why? I don't understand that. Or is there really an underbelly and a layer of manipulation of people that, don't buy it because it's crap? So wealthier or whales or, some sort of evil syndicate comes in and buys it out and then tells you don't buy it. Like, I don't know. All of these things probably have a grain of truth and a lot of exaggeration. But you can't, markets can be irrational. And this has all been proven because we went multiple years of all of these type of products being deemed hot trash. It's been years. It was a joke. It was a meme. You want to lose money? Buy collector boxes or go to Scumbag Rudy's Shillfest 5000. He sells scalper scanners and 69ers and, it all comes out and he tanks. And then he takes your money and buys the vintage. What happened to that narrative? Why does anybody fucking bring that up anymore? What? Oh, because it didn't fit it doesn't sound cool anymore. I can't get my thumbs up on Reddit. Like, that's where we're at. Welcome to the $1,000 1K club. We'll see who joins next. Like, I guess I don't understand how people don't think. Like, even new stuff. Artificial scarcity. Of course it's artificial scarcity. It's supposed to be. Foundations collector, Bloomborough collector. All these new things. Like, they're all moving together. Like, and I guess the real, I remember yelling at the camera about Pokemon, saying Sword and Shield should all be 500 if it's shit, averaging 1,000, and Best of Breed would be 2,000. And it's funny, and now here we are in July of 2025, almost in August, and it's like, well, it happened a little quicker than I thought, but then again, did it? It's been years. It's been out of print. I mean, kind of is what it is, right? It's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? The question is, that's the funny thing about doing this a very, very long time, everybody. Like, I feel like the longer I do this, the more many of you all watch this and feel like, wow, fucking Rudy. Hashtag Florida man for the win. Sacagawea. But I told you all in the past, when I did Q&A and different things with you guys, when this channel used to grow, I told you all, I knew the engineering and design of this channel and sharing what I do and my thoughts. I knew in the short term it would come off weird, shilling, unpredictable, this and that, and it would make a lot of people unhappy. And I think that's okay. I think you need that, because I feel like you're not really doing something right unless a portion of the world kind of wishes you death. That's how you know you're going on a path that's fascinating. But I knew in a long enough time frame, I knew time would make these conversations age very interestingly. And I knew if I just keep making videos and I waited, years and years will go by. And then suddenly, the things that we had memes and jokes about, Pokemon, Roaring Skies, Rudy's Pokemon Bathroom, all these things, Evolving Skies, the Chilling Rain era of Rudy, all these eras, that's just Pokemon. Same thing with Magic. I knew if I waited long enough, that time would kind of swing around and either make me look like this legend on the internet, or I'd make a great Netflix documentary, or I'd go down in hot flames as a historical figure who lost it all in cardboard. I knew one of these things would be the outcome. And with anything in life, when you look at risk management, what's the probability of each outcome? I felt the probability that what's happening today would happen was over 90%. I was extremely confident that the future was going to age this way. If I wasn't this confident, I wouldn't have put millions in collector boxes and showed you guys my insane heavy ball sack bags. I mean, does anybody remember the videos I was making about Rudy's heavy bags? And we would do that during the negative crash. And do the comments were the best. Like, you got to go back on. I know I've got so many bad titles on my videos, but man, you guys got to see some of these old videos from like 22, 23 about my heavy bags of losses. And it's just to see the comments. Well, God, that's what this guy deserves. You know, that's what he gets for buying these Magic things and collector boxes, and Pokemon gets reprinted, and that's what it's so wild. And I knew that would help the algorithm. I knew that would place it in timestamp, but then I knew eventually we would get here. And ladies and gentlemen, we made it. We made it here. And when I say here, I mean to the future 10 years later. And I mean that what I was hoping would happen did happen. And it happened in the most beautiful way possible. Because sometimes I look back and I'm like, man, I wish other people, I know other people did, but I wish more people. I wish the internet would have listened, kind of thing. But I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much if it did. I think one of the things that drove me to push and do this was because I knew the internet and other people would be against it, to not believe in it. And I think because of that, it gave me more of a drive and passion to just all out balls deep this into the most insane, test program, alternative investment. I knew eventually, at least that's what I told myself. There were some dark days, but here we are. You know? And now the cat's out of the bag, everybody knows. And now everybody wants to know the real question. Edge of Eternities just came out. Boxes are $435 on TCG Player plus tax, so what, $460 shipped? $450? Rudy, is $450 on TCG Player for an Edge of Eternities collector? Is that good or bad? Honestly, and I know this is just Rudy pumping your stepsister, I don't think $450 on TCG Player and supporting LGSs, I don't think buying today at $450 is a bad idea. I don't have any for sale. Patrons already bought my collectors. It's over with. I'm just telling you, even today, I'm going to tell you the same thing I said with Final Fantasy. The same thing I said when we didn't talk about Assassin's Creed. I forgot to show that today. You know, $450 Edge of Eternities collectors is not a bad, doesn't look bad. And before I end this video, I'll just lay it out. Final Fantasy at $1,400, $1,500 today, still can be opportunity. It can still make you money. Sorry, I don't know why you waited this long, but it still has room to run. Assassin's Creed, no, it's not at $190, it's not at $200, it's not at $210. Assassin's Creed collectors are now $300. Honestly, severely underpriced. I've said that for months. You've all laughed at me for months. Bloomborough collectors, $600 plus tax, $650. It's a $1,000 box. Bloomborough is a fucking beautiful, amazingly developed R&D, power level, art, flavor, the raised gold gilded foil thing. It's just a good product. They engineered a good product. And it's got cute animals in it. I mean, what else do you want? It's going to be a $1,000 plus box. It is what it is. I don't care what anyone thinks. Wilds of Eldraine, the sequel to Throne of Eldraine, the collectors. Wilds of Eldraine collectors, $650 now. They're $1,000 a box. Lost Caverns of Ixalan, it's a $1,000 box. More expensive stuff. Fallout collectors, it's already over $1,000. That can easily go up to Lord of the Rings, $1,500 to $2,000 a box. And God help Fallout when they make... Like, does anybody stop to think when they make more Fallout seasons on, like, Amazon Prime? Like, everybody loved that. Like, when they make more Fallout products and video games and movies and seasons, and then Wizard says, oh, you're going to do more? Fuck it. Fallout 2, the aftermath, and the future zombie apocalypse, a new Fallout set with collector boxes, with more bobbleheads. You don't think this is going to go crazy? And then that's going to fuel the old ones, which are going to be impossible to find? Like, the design space, the future, like, there's just so much runway for this stuff. Rudy, I thought paper products and paper cards would be dead in this digital era of NFTs and cryptos and blockchains and old people like you. That's great, princess. You still look great in your dress. But guess what? You were wrong. Nobody cares about NFTs in 2025, and everybody wants items they can hold and collect. Physical assets. People speculate. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. Eventually, AI will take over, and robots and Skynet and the Terminator will come down here and just eat all the cardboard anyways, and it won't exist. But until that happens, we march forward, everybody. Thanks for watching Rudy's long rant today. I promise to get more time for more videos for you guys. I've been really slacking on the videos lately. Patron Army, I thank you all. I know you guys have been going crazy for my my $100 Edge of Attorney's play boxes. My $605 for a case of Edge Attorney play. It's like $100.60 shipped. You guys are absolutely crazy. I know you guys want more. I am working on getting more Edge of Attorney's play, and I'm working on more Final Fantasy play. I'm working on getting more of this stuff. I do want to comment to you all. I have noticed, because again, everything's sold out, I have noticed recently a tremendous uptick in you guys in demand for Outlaws of Thunder Junction play boxes. Even the Jumpstart Foundations play boxes, or Jumpstart, is it play? Or I guess just a Jumpstart box for Foundations. Even Dustmore and Karlov have picked up a lot. Even, laugh it up, Aether Drift has really picked up a lot on selling those things, I've noticed. But leading the pack by far, I'm going to say probably Outlaws, Dusk, and are the top selling for the Patron Army right now. Probably at least 1,000 a month right now, each box. And then I think the most interesting behind that is the resurgence of Aether Drift play, the Jumpstart Foundations, and Karlov. Those three have really upticked quite a bit. I thought that was interesting. Yeah. I think that's it, everybody. Enjoyed the video. I promise to get more content to you guys. It's just been very, very busy. This market has been absolutely just a behemoth. And I think it's going to stay for a while. And that's why I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes to restructure inventory to do this, because this market ain't going anywhere. All right. Thanks for watching. Welcome to the 1K Club.